Hi students, good morning to everyone. Welcome to our English class. Today we are going to start a new supplementary Auli. See, if you see in the picture means you can easily understood what is Auli, isn't it? Okay, see, so this is very interesting supplementary. So you just read it now. You just easily understood the meaning of this supplementary. Okay. Yeah, see, now we teach that Auli. See, already I gave an intro for that. So in that Auli supplementary we have three characters, Payal and her mother, and then Auli, isn't it? Yeah, so this story fully happened in Payal's home. Okay, see, now you listen that story. Mom, Payal yelled in panic. Auli is gone. See, so Payal is an small girl, school going girl like. Okay, so Payal yelled in panic. So she is in panic. Panic means she is in some dangerous. That means owl is gone. So owl is nothing but it's a small owl. So owl is gone, like that Payal shouting. Okay, where would she have gone? Where would she have gone, Payal? Her mother said crossly. So her mother asked, where did it gone? So where it is gone? She was right there, sleeping in her cage a little while ago. See, so mother said it was sleeping in that cage only, so it didn't go anywhere. So it was sleeping in the cage, like that Payal's mother replied. Okay, and then next, but she is not there now. And mom, the door to be the garden is open. That got Payal's mother running into the room. Sure enough, there was no sign of Auli. So that Payal replied that, mother, I already seen that there is no that Auli. Auli is not there. Where it is gone, we don't know. Like that, Payal said to his mother. Okay. Suddenly, Payal's mother running into the room and searching for that Auli. Okay. And next, what was an owl doing in a house, you ask? Well, Payal's house was home to all kinds of creatures, mainly abandoned animals. People brought lost dogs, injured cats, and baby birds that had fallen out of their cages to Payal's mother. It wasn't that they had a large farm or even a large house. It is just that everyone knew that Payal's mom had a big heart. But even in a household used to such unexpected visitors, Auli's advent had been memorable. She felt it had just turned up one day carrying a cartoon. See, so while what was an owl doing in a house, you ask? See, so Payal and her mother, what she is doing, what they are doing in their house means they just keep the all wounded, abandoned means so without the caring of some owners. Okay, so some dogs and birds and then some cats or any animals injured means they just take care of them and then just took some hospitality and cured their woundings. After that it gives to their owners or otherwise it leave them. Okay, so this Payal and her mother, both of them had a big heart. They have own farm. Okay, so farm like they fully keep their wounded and abandoned animals and birds and cats, dogs, like that. Are you clear? Okay, see, Owly also like that only. One particular small bird. So this bird also unexpectedly come to Payal's house, so that they are take caring that Owly with their family member like that. Okay, and next, when Payal's mother opened the cartoon, there was the smallest of owlets sitting in one corner, a small ball of brown and grey. Payal's mother picked her up gently and placed her in her lap, talking to her just as she would to the dogs. She had never handled owls before, so she was very careful not to get pecked. When the owl got used to her and seemed relaxed enough, Payal's mother placed her inside a cage. There were always empty cages in Payal's house, just in case a bird dropped in. The baby owl climbed on the rod and settled herself. See, so how it is come to the Payal's house means suddenly Payal's mother opened the cartoon. So cartoon means like that one room or one bag like, okay, and then there was a smallest owlet sitting in one corner. So this owlie is very small, even it cannot know to walk, and it cannot know to fly, and it cannot know to eat. Okay, so very little bird, little owlet, it was just sitting into the cartoon of Payal's house. Okay, so the Payal's mother seen this owlet and then take it with her hand, and then keep it with her lap. So okay, and then in before time, Payal's mother couldn't handle this owlets, so it cannot she cannot know how to handle this and how to feed this, like that she cannot know. Okay, so Payal's mother just carefully took that and handled that, and placed this little owlet with a cage. So in one cage, Payal's mother just placed the owlet, so that owlet go to the rope and just sitting with himself, with herself. Okay. Okay. Next, Mom, what shall we call her? Payal asked Payal, all excited. You choose a name, said her mother, smiling. How about Owly? Payal asked Payal. See, so Owly it was. The name was settled, but there was a bigger problem. What does one feed an owl? See, so mom just asked to Payal how to call this Payal. See, for example, if we just take care or keeping any pet animals means we just say or call with any pet names, isn't it? So like that, Payal and her mother also decided to keep some name for this little owlet. Okay, so Payal just telling the name Owly. So how the name Owly, it is okay or not, like that Payal asked to her mother. And then there was a bigger problem. What does one feed owl? And then both of them couldn't know owlet, that little owl, what she is eating, what she was eating in that during living time, that is the both of them don't know. Okay, and then owls are hunters, they eat rats and snakes and frogs. And in Payal's house there were all vegetarian, even the dogs. Payal's mother was totally anti-meat, but now that Owly had come to stay, she had to get over her dislike for meat. That was another reason why that day was memorable. It was the first day that meat was brought to the house. Payal got the number from her friend and called the meat shop to ask them to deliver half a kilogram of minced meat to the house. They put the meat before Owlie. See, so they are discussed about what she was eating. We don't know. So that Owlie was what eating like that we don't know. So that was discussing about Poyle and her mother, and then mother said these owls were mostly hunters. Hunters means it always eat any rats or snakes or any frogs, that is any other animals. So that is the food items for that owls. So Payal's house was fully vegetarian people. So even the dog also is in vegetarian, so they didn't took any non-veg in that before time, but now Owlie is there, isn't it? So they wanted to buy any non-veg for that Owlie, so he called some meat shop with the help of his friend, and then they asked about some kilogram of that meat, and then they give to the food for the Owlie. Okay, and next, of course, Owlie didn't know what to do with it. She was just a baby after all. If the mother owl had been there, she would have softened the meat and shoved it down Owlie's throat. Payal's mother decided she had to be mother owl. She picked up a tiny bit of meat with her right hand and squished it up until it was soft. Then, with her left hand, she pressed open Owlie's beak and shoved the food down. In the second, Owlie fell off her bench on to the floor of the cage. She lay on her back on the floor of the cage with feet up in the air. See, listen. So, they just give the meat with the Owlie, but it cannot eat. Why? Because this Owlie was very small bird, little bird, so it cannot know how to eat, and then that meat was very hard. So Payal and her mother discussed that if the mother Owlie is have means that mother just softened that meat after it give to the Owlie. If there is no mother, so that Payal's mother decided that she was become the mother of the Owlie, so that he took some meat with her mouth and then he just grind that, after it give to the meat to the Owlies. Okay. Yeah, next, Mom, Payal cried, you have killed her. Payal's mother was equally aghast. Oh, she said, oh, what have I done? The poor little bird. After Payal and her mother had finished crying and hugging each other, they started talking bravely about where to bury Owlie. See, so during that eating time, that Owlie was just fell down. So that fell down means that both Payal and her mother thought it was going to die. So we can't carry this with careful manner. So like that they are both of them just discussing and then crying about for the situation of that Owlie. Okay, after that they are discussing about where to bury this. Just then Owlie opened one eye and then the other. So suddenly Owlie opened her one eye very slowly and then the other. See, she got onto her feet and quietly climbed the bench. See, so suddenly that Payal and her mother seen the opening eyes of the Owlie, and then they become very happy about that. Next, Payal learnt later that falling on her back and pretending to be dead was Owlie's way of defending herself against danger. Not that Payal's mother was a danger to Owlie, but the baby owl did not know that then. So that was Owlie's first day at home. In the beginning, Owlie had to be forced to eat. That was mom's job. But Owlie soon realized that if a hand come towards her, it meant food. Her mouth would open automatically and her beak would snap around what was offered. Only Owlie found it difficult to note when she was being offered food and would try to take a bit of any hand that come her way. This meant lots of bitten fingers for Payal and her mother. See, listen. See, in that starting time, Payal was don't know to how to feed this Owlie. Yeah, so this Owlie was a very little child, so very little bird, so it couldn't know how to eat with herself. So Payal and her mother take care of that little Owlie, and then they feed this daily. Okay. If they are feeding means they took that meat with her hand and then it gives to the little bird and forced it to the mouth of the Owlie. Yeah. After that, after some days, Owlie just realized that if some hand come in front of it means it can easily took the food and take it with itself. Okay, and then if Payals and her mother took a meat or any food with their hand means Owlie suddenly bite their hands. So all that hands also have some injured because of the biting of Owlies. Okay. Next, reading up more about owls and their habits, Payal discovered that Owlie was a spotted owlet. She had a typical grey-brown coat, heavily spotted with white, the pale face, yellow eyes and white neckband, while looked like a ribbon, Payal decided. So, Payal took over the job of looking after Owlie. As she saw the cage was cleaned every day, she filled the water bowl. Once Owlie began to eat by herself, Payal too good feed her. She loved the way Owlie took a piece of raw meat from her hand. During the day, Payal kept the cage covered. Owls are night birds, so they slept during the day. At night, when owls are active, Payal took off the cover. They had decided that they would let Owlie fly away once he had grown bigger, but that meant that she had to learn to fly. To do that, Owlie has to be in the closed room. See, so in this paragraph explained about Owlie's behavior. That means through the reading of some books about owls and its habits, Payal and their mother know about how to feed and how to maintain this owlet. Okay, and then they just described about the owlie's appearance. That means what does have that heavily spotted white color and then pale face, yellow eyes and white neckband. So these are all the things having in that owlet. See, for example, how the boy looks like means he is a tall boy and looks in a black color with beard, like that we are informed, no? So like that Payal just described about the appearance of the owlie. Okay, and then next Owlie and then Payal, they become very closely, and then if it is grown means they can know about to eat with herself. So the two members eating themselves, and then owls are a night bird, so mostly it is sleeping at the daytime and it will very active at the night time, isn't it? Okay, so that the Owlie, if it is active means Payal also just with playing her, so playing with Owlies. Okay, And next, after much discussion, Owlie's cage was shifted to the library. It was a lovely room with two doors, one which led to the rest of the house and another that opened into the garden. So it was also Payal's favorite room. It had tall bookshelves and she spent hours there reading all kinds of books. The bookshelves also have lot of little snacks. Her mother loved pretty things and displayed them here along with the books. So, there were beautiful pieces of pottery, dolls from wherever they had travelled, and of course, wooden and clay animals and birds all from all around the world. See, so first this little owlie is in a closed room. They just keep this owlie and then they feed them. After that, they just changed the room, changed the cage with the library room. So that library room is a favorite room of Payal, and that room have two doors. So the two doors, one is for the house and then another one that opened into the garden. Okay. After that, that library had a tall bookshelves. So in that bookshelves have many kinds of reading books and also some kinds of toys, pretty things, some pieces of pottery, dolls, wooden and clay animals, like that. Many things also they are keeping in that shelves, so bookshelves. Okay. After that, once Owlie was moved to the library, strict rules were laid down for everyone in the house. The two doors were never to be left open, not at night, not in the day. Even night, Payal would leave the cage door open and put a plate of mincemeat on top of the cage. This was so that when Owlie flew out of her cage, she could also learn to find her food. See, so in that library only that cage was keeping, no. So that Owlie just strictly followed some rules. What is followed by Payal means they don't open the door without any reason. So by in a night time or during the daytime they couldn't open the two doors also, and then in night time Payal opened the cages and then give some foods for their eating purpose. Okay. So that the Owlie searched for the food and easily it can find out the food. And then next, initially Payal would shut the cage door every morning when she popped in to say hello to Owlie before going to school. She would always find Owlie on her bench inside the cage, though the cage door was still open. But Payal knew Owlie was flying because she found bites to meat all over the room. After some time, Payal stopped shutting the cage door even during in the day. After all, people seldom went into that room all day, and Owlie was always asleep, so there seemed little point. See, so daily that Payal say some wishes, say some good morning or good evening, like that to the Owlie. After that, that cage door was not open even in the day or in a night time. They just keep the Owlie with very safe manner. Okay, next, every day when Payal came back from school, the first thing she did was to peep into the library. Usually, she would find Owlie fast asleep on her bench. But today it was different. The cage was empty. There was no sign of Owlie, and the door to the garden was open. Mom, Payal howled. Who left the garden door open? How will we find Owlie now? Don't panic, said Mom. She must be somewhere around. They shut the garden door and looked at every corner of the room, behind doors, on the top of the tall bookshelves, in every nook and cranny. No Owlie. See, listen. So, as usual, one day evening, if Payal returned from school. He just searched about the owlie, but in that particular evening time, that owlie was not there. That means the cage is empty. Why it is empty? They are very panic about that, where it is gone, like that we don't know, so that they are panic. After that, they just searched that owlies in all full room of that library and bookshelves, so everything they searched about the owlie, but there is no owlie. Tears ran down Payal's cheeks. They had wanted owlie to fly away, but not so soon. She was still so small. How would she hunt for food? What if a kite or eagle swooped down on her? Finally, Mom said, "Well, now owlie has gone. We may as well leave the doors open and air the room." Wiping her tears, Payal threw open the doors to the room. She hoped secretly that owlie would come in if the doors were kept open. Mom left the room to her afternoon errands. When she came back a couple of hours later, Payal was sitting gazingly mournfully at owlie's cage. "Why don't you find yourself a good book to read?" Mom asked. She knew that reading a book was the only way Payal would cheer up. When Payal was sad, she always read. "Okay," sighed Payal and started looking for a book she had not read. See, listen. See, they are searching about that owlie. There is no there in the cage or in that library. So they are searching everywhere. Payal was crying about that owlie. Okay, so they are searching everything, but the mother consoled Payal. So don't worry, it will come hereafter. So like that, just console the happenings in that particular time to the Payal. Okay, after that, Mom said, "You just read some books. That means only you can freely you can freely thinking about that. You are relaxing." So that Payal just took a book from the bookshelf. So on that time, what happened? See, this is the last paragraph. She noticed a curio on her shelf that she had never noticed before. "Hello, where did this one come from?" she wondered. Where did her mother got the owlie from? She was about to pick up it when the curio opened one eye. It was owlie pretending to be a curio. Mom bawled, "Payal, she's back. Don't you ever give me a fright like that again." She scolded the owl as she put her back in her cage. Payal swore later that owlie winked back on at her. She probably did. See, so they are searching some useful book for reading. Payal mother just searching and giving the book for that Payal, because of just forgetting about the missing of owlie. But if they are taking some books in the shelf, in that time the owlie was sitting in that particular shelf. So if they can see that owlie, who see that? Payal and her mother, they feel very happy about it, and then they just it was an memorable memorable supplementary. That means it is very easyable thing for everybody. If it is a small living things, means we can't easily carry that, and we don't know how to feed that or how to practice that things. So this owlie played a prank. So prank means just for playing. It was just sitting backside of the books. So at that last, Payal and her mother found the owlie, and then they feel very happy about owlie. Are you clear? So this Auli was written by Vijaya Ghose. So she is an Indian famous writer. So this supplementary is written by Vijaya Ghose only. Okay, see once again this was very easy and simple supplementary only. That is Payal and her mother, two of them just take care of the wounded animals and birds with their farm. Okay, so like that they are just carrying off these kinds of animals and birds. So one day Auli was come to the home of Payal. So it is very small, very very little bird, so that it cannot walk and it cannot fly and it cannot eat. So that all of them, that means Payal and her mother, just take care of the Auli, and then they just teaching about how to feed and how to teaching how to fly. So all the things Payal and her mother just teaching to the Auli. Okay, so one day Auli was just playing a game. That means it just in that sitting in the back side of the bookshelf. So both of them just searched that Auli, and then they feel very sad about the missing of that Auli. But suddenly they see that Auli was sitting in the back side of the bookshelf. So they feel very happy about it, and then they just played with that Auli at anywhere and at any time. Are you clear? Okay, so this supplementary is written by Vijaya Ghose. So this is very easiest story only. Are you understood this? Okay, see, so in that vocabulary part we have an phrasal verbs today. Okay, see what is phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is a verb that is made up a main verb together with an adverb or a preposition or both. See, listen. So phrasal verb is nothing but a verb followed by some preposition or an adverb. So that is called phrasal verbs, and then it can give complete meaning. See, today you have to read 5 phrasal verbs only. Okay, see the first one, stand by. So stand by is a phrasal verb and its meaning is ready to do or help. Okay, so stand by means ready to do. So come, what may, I will stand by you. So I just stay or waiting for you, like that we are saying to someone, no. So stand by means ready to do. Next, put on. So put on means wear. I put on my new shirt. So put on, it's a phrasal verb, its meaning is wear. Next, put up. So put up meaning start. See the sentence, Brutus put up a war against Antony but in vain. See, so put up, start. Next, act upon. See, act upon means obey. Act upon, obey. I always act upon my father's advice. Next, back up. Back up means support. See, back up, support. Don't worry, I will back up you. That means I will support you, don't worry. So like that we are saying, no. See, once again, phrasal verbs, stand by, ready to do or help. Put on, wear. Put up, start. Act upon, obey. Back up, support. Are you clear? Yeah, so we completed our teaching session. See, we just seen a new supplementary, Auli, and then phrasal verbs. This is your vocabulary part. Are you clear now? Okay, shall we move to the material reading? Yeah, so wait for a minute. Thank you to all. Hi children, welcome back. See, this is your material reading session. So all of you take your material and take a pencil and ready to split everything. Clear all of you? Yeah, see, today we just completed a new supplementary Auli, isn't it? Yeah, so based on this supplementary, you have two Romans in material reading session today, and then we have already completed the poem Crocodile, isn't it? So, in that crocodile portion, we didn't complete the second Roman and fourth Roman and sixth and seventh Roman. Yeah, so that also we are going to split now. So, all of you take your material and take the portion poem Crocodile. Clear? Okay, see, in that crocodile we didn't split third Roman and then fourth Roman and sixth Roman and seventh Roman. So these up to we have to split it now, and then in supplementary we have split the two Romans, first Roman and second Roman. Rearrange the following jumbled sentence, isn't it? Okay, shall we start now? All of you take your material and take the portion of poem Crocodile. Okay, clear all of you? See, this is your third Roman. Already first Roman and second Roman we complete in that before session. So this is your third Roman. See, what is the third Roman? Rhyming words. See the rhyming words. So rhyming words means it's end with same sound in the poem, isn't it? Yeah. See. So what are the same words end with same sounds in this poem? First word, class. Class. The rhyme words of this class, jazz. Class, jazz. Second one, grin. In. Grin, in. Next third one, tail. Scale. Tail, scale. Next fourth one, crocodile. Crocodile. Nile. Crocodile, Nile. See once again, class, jazz, grin, in, tail, scale, crocodile, Nile. Are you clear? Okay. See, now fourth Roman, figure of speech. So what are the figure of speeches? We just the poet followed in this poem Crocodile is first rhyme scheme, and then metaphor and personification. So this three part the poet used in that poem Crocodile. Clear? See, first we just know about the figure of speech. What does figure of speech means? You split it, everybody. A figure of speech is a word. A figure of speech is a word or a phrase that proposes a separate meaning from its literal definition. For example, alliteration, simile, assonance, etc. See once again, a figure of speech is a word or a phrase that possesses a separate meaning from its literal definition. For example, alliteration, simile, assonance, etc. See, first one, rhyme scheme. A rhyme scheme is the pattern of rhymes. At the end of each line, of a poem or a song, Example, how cheerful he seems to grin. Next, second line, how neatly spreads his class. Next, third line, and welcomes little fishes in. The fourth line, with gently smiling jaws. See, in that that means in that first stanza, we used the rhyme scheme A, B, A, B. That means grin. The same sound comes in the third line, in, isn't it? So, we just take that A. And second line last word and then fourth line last word ends with the same sound, class, jaws. So the rhyme scheme is A, B. The rhyming words, grin, in, class, jaws. Are you clear? Next, second one, metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech. In which a word or phrases applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. Example, see the two lines of the poem. And pour the water of the Nile on every golden scale. Next, third one, personification. Personification is a figure of speech. In which a thing, an idea or an animal is given human traits and qualities such as emotions, desires, sensations, gestures and speech. See once again from the first, personification is a figure of speech in which a thing, an idea or an animal is given human traits and qualities such as emotions, desires, sensations, gestures and speech. Next example, how cheerful he seems to grin. How neatly spreads his class. See, next one, sixth Roman context. Okay, see, answer these questions with reference to the context. First one, the question is, how cheerful he seems to grin. How cheerful he seems to grin. How neatly spreads his class. How neatly spreads his class. The first question is, what does he refer to? What does he refer to? He refers to the crocodile. He refers to the crocodile. Next, second question, why is he cheerful? Why is he cheerful? He is cheerful because he is onto the land. Because he is onto the land and going to eat the fishes. And going to eat the fishes. Next, second one, and pour the water of the Nile. And pour the water of the Nile on every golden scale. And every golden scale. What is the Nile? What is the Nile? In which country is it? In which country is it? The Nile refers to a river. The Nile refers to a river. It is one of the longest rivers. It is one of the longest rivers in the world. It flows in northeastern Africa. It flows in northeastern Africa, covering 11 countries. Covering 11 countries, including Egypt. Including Egypt. Next, second question, why is the scale golden? Why is the scale golden? The scale in the tail. The scale in the tail is shining like gold. Is shining like gold because of the Nile water. Because of the Nile water poured on it. Poured on it. See next, third question, and welcomes little fishes in. And welcome little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. With gently smiling jaws. Who welcomes the fish? Why? Who welcomes the fish? Why? The crocodile welcomes the fish. The crocodile welcomes the fish as they would become its food. As they would become its food. The crocodile welcomes the fish as they would become its food. Second one, which line tells you? Which line tells you that the crocodile is hungry? That the crocodile is hungry. Which line tells you that the crocodile is hungry? The line, and welcomes little fish. The line, and welcomes little fish tells that the crocodile is hungry. Tells that the crocodile is hungry. Next, 7th Roman paragraph. See the paragraph. What does the poet? What does the poet say about the crocodile? Say about the crocodile. Write in your own words. Write in your own words. How doth the little crocodile? How doth the little crocodile? Is a children's poem. Is a children's poem by Lewis Carroll. By Lewis Carroll. It discusses the looks of a crocodile. The looks of a crocodile. It uses rhyming words. It uses rhyming words in the first stanza. In the first stanza. The poet is talking about the crocodile. It lives in the river Nile. It lives in the river Nile. Crocodile improves its look by pouring the Nile river water on its body. The second stanza makes the crocodile shine and the scales appear. The second stanza makes the crocodile shine and the scales appear golden under the rays of the sun. It will make the crocodiles look very attractive to the fishes that it wants to eat. The crocodile is cheerful to welcome the little fishes to consume them. See, that's all students in your poem. So this up to we didn't read it in the last session. So now we give the material reading about this poem Crocodile. Are you clear? Okay. See, now this is for your supplementary reader Owly. See, in this supplementary only today we just seen in this English teaching session. So listen this two Romans. First Roman is read the passage and answer the questions. So here given the one passage and then ask the question based on this passage. Are you clear? See the passage. Payal and her mother started talking bravely about where to bury Owly. Just then Owly opened one eye and then the other. She got onto her feet and quietly climbed the bench. Payal learnt later that falling on her back and pretending to be dead was Owly's way of defending herself against danger. See the question. So first question is, why did Payal and her mother want to bury Owly? They thought that the Owly was dead. Next, second question, what did Owly do then? Owly opened one eye Owlie opened one eye and then the other. Owlie opened one eye and then the other. Next, third question. What did Poyel learn from Owlie's pretense? Learn from Owlie's pretense. It was Owlie's way of defending. It was Owlie's way of defending herself against danger. Herself against danger. See next. Second Roman. Rearrange the following jumbled sentences in the correct order. So, given 6 sentences with jumbled manner. So, we have to arrange the order wise in the story given by supplementary Owlie. Isn't it? Okay. See that the sentences are: first one, Poyel's house was a home for abandoned animals. It was a small ball of brown and grey. She found an owlet in one corner. Poyel's mother picked her up gently. Poyel's mother opened the cartoon. One day they got a cartoon. See, the answer is Poyel's house was a home for abandoned animals. One day they got a cartoon. Poyel's mother owlet in one corner. Poyel's mother owlet in one corner. She found an owlet. She found an owlet in one corner. It was a small ball of brown and grey. Poyel's mother picked her up gently. Poyel's mother picked her up gently. Are you clear, students? Okay, so for that today you have an home test. So for that home test you have which Romans means 6th Roman 3 questions. So 6th Roman 3 context and then 7th Roman paragraph. So this 2 Romans only for your home test portion today itself. So read well this portion and then write your test in your note and send it to your class teachers clearly. Are you clear now? Okay, students. Thank you to all. Do well, all of you.